trusting me with that? Yeah! I'm going to do everything that I can to work with these guys and work back and forth together in a mastermind to create the most powerful leadership group that this industry, and I believe again we're creating our own industry now, but that this industry's ever seen, okay? But they are going to help you become a leader of your people. And I'm going to tell you something, there's a difference between just a marketer and a leader of people, right? I had a breakthrough and I decided that I wasn't just trying to achieve goals, but I was trying to leave a legacy. Okay, that was a major breakthrough for me in my personal life. I started looking at my kids, right? My daughter, it's not plural, I only have one. I started looking at my daughter, and I started looking at the things that I was doing in my personal life. And I started realizing when I was asking myself the all-important question, which is, what is my purpose on this earth for? Right? Haven't we all been at that place before where we're like, just what is our purpose? Anybody not been in that place before? I can tell because, guys, there's only winners. And I tell you what, I hate hanging out with losers, man, but I love hanging out with winners. And I'll tell you what, ain't nothing but winners in this room. And I'll tell you something, guys. When I started focusing on creating a legacy and being a leader of people is when my life changed. And guys, I've seen that transformation in Toby, Layla, and Lawrence over the course of the last few months. They have done and gone through all of the things that a real leader has to go through. Right? You've got to go through some things to get to a certain point. Guys, they're ready. And you're ready. And I can tell because you have a certain look in your eyes. Okay? And I've seen it. I've seen that look from certain people. And I tell you, when I see it, I know people are ready. Guys, 4 things. Number 1 is you have got, write this down and write it in all capitals, you have got to focus. You have got to focus. I see so many people who are trying to do 10 different things because they think they're going to make more money. And guys, I'm not here to control you because I don't give a damn what you do, right? It's your choice. I know if you do what I tell you, you'll get results, right? But I'm not here to sell, tell, and convince. If you focus, we can get you on stage in Chicago. Who's good with that? If you focus, we can get you on stage in Chicago. And if we can get you on stage in Chicago, we can get you the edification and the credibility that you need to build your business and really create an empire for yourself. That's not talking about creating an empire to where you're starting to give back and experience what it's like to really lift people up. That's another level, okay? I'm talking about starting out, helping you get to the financial place that you need to get to. We've got to get you on stage. You do realize that we can't do it without getting you on stage, though, right? Yeah. Do you realize that? You're not going to do it from the back of the room. Right. You're not going to do it from the side of the room. Right. And I don't want you to be nervous because you don't have to speak if you don't want to. Okay? John Rose, look at the guy, doesn't like to speak. There's a couple other of them, right? You don't have to say anything. But I'm going to tell you to be able to... Somebody's phone going off? Or what is that? Okay. Just hold on. Guys, we've got to get you on stage now. So you've got to focus, right? You have got to focus. The second thing, well, that's actually the second thing. First thing is you've got to listen to these guys. Period. That's it. I'm not going to talk anymore about that. Okay? If you ain't listening to your leaders, then I'm going to tell you something, you ain't serious about your business. Why? I listen to my mentors. Do you think that I don't have mentors? If you think that, you're crazy. I'm not God, although sometimes I think I am. I'm not, right? And I know that. And that's what makes me a leader, is I know that I'm not God. Right? I know there is a God. I may some days, sit back and kind of, look at the big sky and just, wonder how this was all created. And sometimes I ask questions because I am a little more analytical than Lawrence thinks. But guys, I know I'm not God. Okay? I know I'm not God. That's why I listen to people, guys. You gotta listen to these people. Okay? Number three, you've got to get to Chicago. Yeah. For all of the obvious reasons. Number 1, who's in Atlanta? In here. Who's in Atlanta? Okay, guys, look around. Who's in San Diego? I want to hear it from your mouth. Was this event 10 times better than both of those events put together? Yes. Guys, was it really? Yes. I know it was. I was just confirming and making sure that you guys did. Guys, you know what happened in that crowd? Was more dreams were created, more conviction was created this weekend than anything that I've ever seen before. Well, Chicago's going to be 10 10 times better. So if you can get not only yourself in a position to where you're doing those things and starting to build your team, but also get your team to Chicago, guess what's going to happen? At the next event or the event after that, you're going to have a team like this. Right? You're going to have a team like this. And I'm going to tell you something, that's where I want you to be. Fourth thing, you've got to get all in. You've got to get all in. Give David a hand. Conviction in my eyes, right? No reservations whatsoever, because why? When I don't have conviction in my eyes, do you know what I create in other people? I create, reservations. Do you know what a reservation is? It's something that's, it's basically the release of somebody's inner pussy. It is. It is. I mean, we've just simplified this stuff. There's scientific terminology for this stuff. I mean, when we say release your inner badass, basically what we're telling somebody to do is to break through all of the barriers that have held them back their entire lives and stop listening to all the bullshit they tell themselves and be okay and comfortable in their own skin, just be themselves. And I'll tell you what, that's what creates more bond with anybody than anything else. Right? Why do you love Toby and Layla and Lawrence? Because they're real, right? Yeah. Right? Yeah. So guys, you've got to get all in, because when you're not, it's not that you're, it's not really that you're robbing two people, other people and yourself, right? Because when you're not in, you create reservations in yourself, which is creating reservations in other people. And I'm going to tell you something, the 4 things that I just gave you are the 4 most important things that you can do right here, right now, besides making a decision to build your business and to get it to where you need it to be for Chicago. And I'm going to tell you something, guys. I'm going to tell you something. If you do what I just told you to do, then guys, you can move mountains. If you don't, you're going to continue to struggle in that rut. And have you ever seen that person who just is in the same exact spot they were when you knew them as a kid? Yeah. You go back to the neighborhood, and I grew up in it wasn't the best neighborhood. And there were some areas that just, I think about it, and I have a negative association with it. And I go back there, and the saddest thing is this, that I see people doing the same things that they were doing 5 and 10 years ago. And guys, I do not want that to be you. Guys, right here, right now, you can change your life in 3 months. 3 freaking months. If you make a decision, the cool thing is you've got the vehicle to do it, and you've also got the platform to get the edification, which is right on stage. It is all you need. You just need to get a freaking check in your hands. I'm not going to come in here with a bunch of inspiration because I think you're inspired. I'm going to come in here with some straight talk. This is the last thing that I'll say. Guys, if we can get you on stage, we will change your life. Do you believe that? Yeah!